Hey everyone, I'm the Dragon's Beard and I'm back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to be doing another clan boss video, but this one is going to be a little bit crazy. I've had this strange goal ever since I started playing that I wanted to put one of the 4 starter champions into an in-game clan boss team and see what they would be able to do in top-end gear. So that's exactly what I've done. I'm using my original starter, Athel, in a team so she can bring the weekend in addition to Deacon's decreased defense. So this is the exact same clan boss team I normally run with Turvold, except we are going to run Athel in his place. And I borrowed some of my best gear in order to do that. So she's got the chest piece that my Turvold usually wears, so triple roll on crit damage and a quad roll on crit rate. So this is, you know, stuff that I would not normally be putting on a rare champion on my account, but for the purposes of this video, we just want to have a little bit of fun. And, you know, her key thing that she's bringing here is weaken. Almost, in fact, it is a 100% chance of placing as long as she doesn't get a weak hit. So the clan boss today is Spirit Affinity on Ultra Nightmare. So with this and her strong hits, I think that she's going to put in some work. In my team, it uses Mashald for speed buffs, and we can't really have her extra turn happening on a regular pattern that fits into my turn order. So we're actually going to turn off her A3, and I think that with Giant Slayer on her 3-hit A1, I think it's going to actually be better to turn off her A2 as well, and just basically having her doing nothing but A1s. So with custom AI, it's going to let us do that without having to manual everything, and that's what I've set up here. So, in my Ultra Nightmare team, instead of running my normal big guy, Turvold, we're giving him a break. I've got one of my teams set up here, which is the same team involving her instead. And if we go in, I've already programmed this AI to turn off that A2 and A3. So she's going to be doing, you know, roughly 100 turns of just A1s, and we're going to see how much damage that comes out to. I've put 5,000 attack on her. I've put over 250 crit damage. She's got enough accuracy to land that weekend, and then my speed tune needs her to be between 181 and 189. It's the Deacon Saladeater that ENK came up with. You know, since she's running faster than my Turvold and she needs 100% crit rate to his 70, the gear is a little bit different. I didn't just copy the gear directly over to her. So let's flash the champions real quick. I'll show you what I'm working with here. We've got 2 Maneaters. They're running fast. They're on that 5-2 ratio that I feature in a lot of my teams. Almost 3k attack with 168 crit damage and crit capped. And then the other one is just over 3k attack with 186 crit damage. Again, accuracy doesn't matter. Mine both run at 272 speed. I think they can go between 270 and 277 in order for this team to work. I'll put all that in the description just to make sure. I've got Deacon. He is our decreased defense. He is 2,500 attack, 202 speed, and 220 crit damage, and he's got enough accuracy for his decreased defense. I do have him in a toxic set, so he's going to be bringing poison since, just like Turvold, Athel doesn't offer any poison into the team. I've got Athel herself. She is in Perception Cruel, and I got her to 5k attack and 256 crit damage. This was a push. Her base attack is so much lower than someone like Turvold, for example. Starting at 1189, I wasn't able to push her into that 6 to 7k range where he sits. Plus, I don't have my Magic Great Hall maxed yet on attack, so we're working with what we've got here. And then last on the team would be Mashald. So he's bringing that increased speed, and he may do a little bit more damage than Athel herself. So he'll steal a little bit of the spotlight, but I think that she's going to be close. 5.5k attack on him. His speed is a little tighter in the comp. I think it's 218 to 222 is what the range can be. Crit capped, and then 211 crit damage. Just like my last team, we do want him to have some accuracy so that he can steal the increased increased attack buff that the clan boss puts up on an affinity. So, as I mentioned, it is Spirit today, so we're going to be getting neutral hits from everybody except for Athel, who is going to be strong hits. So we are going to run a key and see whether we can push this into 1 key range. Okay, so I've got my preset team selected here. We're going to turn off auto since there is just a very short setup at the beginning, and I'll run that through with you real quick. Maneaters open both with their A2, and then we're going to do an A3 from Mashald, A2 from Deacon to try to land that decreased defense, and then A1 from Athel. Again, that's all she's going to do. Second turn, we are going to skip Unkillable on the first Maneater and use it on the second. And then the rest of this turn is just going to be A1s from everybody. And then after the clan boss goes, we will be able to start using double turns from Mashald and from Deacon. So A2 and A3 from Mashald. We're holding off Unkillable on this Maneater again. A3, then A2 from Deacon. Holding one more time on the Unkillable from the other Maneater, and then at this point we can kick it over to Auto. She's already configured with the AI to only use the A1, so her job is just to get Giant Slayer procs and to keep that weaken up for the entirety of the fight. She's at that 100% chance to land, so unless we have the unlucky 3% resist that we can't get away from, then she should have it up all the time, and since she's using that twice per turn, it should be 100% uptime for the remainder of the fight. So, like any of these 2-to-1 teams, they do take forever to run. We're starting off just at about 1 million damage per turn because there's not too much going on yet. We're going to need just over 1.4 million damage per turn in order to hit that 1 key range. So that is the goal with this comp, 1 key with a starter champion. I'm going to let it run, and I will come back to you towards the late part of the fight, and we will see whether we're going to be able to get that 1 key done. Alright, so we are at the halfway point of the fight. We are over 35 million, which is kind of where we want to be in order to be on pace for the 1 key. And what's happening now is that with the AoEs, the clan boss is hitting hard enough that he's taking everybody down to 1 HP with the Unkillable. We're going to be seeing a lot more Retribution procs in the back half of the fight than we did in the front half, which will mean good things for our damage per turn. Okay, so I'm back. It's turn count 44, and we are coming up on that 70.3 mark for the 1 key. We're definitely going to get there and have a little bit of room to spare. So just check out real quick with the next round of hits how hard she's actually hitting on the A1. You know, 40k almost a pop times 3, plus each one of those has that 60% chance to throw out the Giant Slayer. So she has a pretty respectable amount of damage. It's not any like 500,000 hit like Turvold's A3 would be doing, but I mean, this is a rare champion that we're putting into the hardest clan boss difficulty in the game. So for her to carry her weight is very impressive. And you know, everybody says that Kale is the clan boss champion because he's got those poisons, and certainly he's going to be able to do a lot of damage in the early game or in any of the comps that rely on that poison. But you know, we're having a rare champion in here. We've definitely got good gear on her, but she's only using her A1 ability. And we are heartily into that 1 key territory, 72 mil and counting. We might be able to get into 75 to 80 range by the end of this fight. Alright, so we've got the final damage numbers up here, just over 77 million overall, 18 of which is coming from Athel, and she's right behind Mashald at 22.1. So again, a rare champion that is nearly putting out more damage than one of the most sought after legendary damage dealers. Congratulations to anybody who got him over the 10 times this weekend. You will love him. He's one of the favorite champions that I have in my arsenal. And then we've got Deacon at 13.2 with that Toxic set, and then both of the Maneaters coming in at 11.8. Mission accomplished on the 1 key. I'm super excited to actually get this put together. I kind of want to tweak it a little bit. I want to get Seeker in here and have her getting the increased attack as well as the rest of the team. I'm hoping that the damage that is gained from that change will be more than what is lost by taking Mashald out, since Seeker doesn't do as much damage as him. But that's something for another day. I've got to farm up some silver to be able to make that happen, and then that same team that I'm going to use is going to be when I'm featuring Geomancer. Speaking of Geomancer, he's actually going to be featured in a special event that they have going on with one of the guaranteed champions for 40 Ancient Shards. So keep in mind that when Plarium typically does something like that, it's because they want you to clean out your stash of shards you have saved up ahead of some type of big spend event that they have going on. So we might see a really big 10x coming up afterwards if you spend the 40 shards on pulling him. I will not be pulling my Ancient Shards as I already have Geomancer, and he will be in that video coming up soon. Alright guys, if you want to see that Geomancer video or any of the other content I have planned, please don't forget to subscribe. If you already subscribed, thank you so much. The channel has really taken off over the last month, and I wanted to say I truly appreciate it. If you can, like or leave a comment, and that really gets that YouTube algorithm going. So until then, I've been the Dragon's Beard, and thanks for watching.